Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Wednesday, January 12th. Mark, when did you tell me the Australian Open starts? Okay, so Mark's very excited. We'll talk more about this because he and our friend Connie and my sister are the only three people who watch the Australian Open. I'll let you indulge me a little bit, Mark, okay? For the rest of you, we'll indulge any financial question you might have of us because that's what we do here. We try to take the mystery out of your financial life. Maybe we just want to talk things through. Maybe you'd like to just have another couple set of ears on the situation. And Mark and I are very happy to do that. We're both certified financial planners. So, and my day job is CBS News business analyst. Mark, what's your day job? Mark says his day job is editing me for hours on end every single day. We've had a great week so far of calls, and today is no different because we are talking to Dawn, who is on the line from Portland. What's it called? Like, is it the Queen City or something like that? What's the Portland?
It's the City of Roses.
Oh, the City of Roses. Okay.
We have a beautiful rose garden downtown.
Oh, right. I've been to that rose garden. Anyway, Portland, Oregon, hot market, baby. Very hot market. What brings you to our airwaves today, Dawn?
Well, I am 60 years old. I'm contemplating retirement. Gosh, I just have so many questions. I'm not really sure where I should go from where I'm at.
Okay. Well, is the first question how tall I am? Because that's often a question that people ask me.
That's absolutely my first question.
Right. 5'10" and a half. It used to be 5'11". Okay. What's on your mind? Let's draw this out a little bit. You're 60 years old. You're contemplating retirement. How much do you earn right now?
Well, this last year I've had a good year. I made 220, but it hasn't always been like that. I've only I'll be honest, the COVID's been very good to me. I've had 2 decent years, but before that I was at 150. I've spent my life, trying to save as much as I can without giving up, having fun and adventure. So I have a 401k. I have, a couple small brokerage accounts. The 401k has 1.175 in it, and my brokerage accounts have 36,000. And I have that mostly in individual stocks. And then I have a small Roth IRA with 150,000 and a small traditional with 4,000. The good news is I'm going to earn a pension, or I have earned a pension when I retire. And right now it's worth around 95 a year.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's good news. Have a little bit of money saved up, around 35,000, 40,000. But I think my real question is, I own a duplex and both sides are rented out. It's been a solid rental. I bring in around 31,000 a year, but I'm so tired of being a landlord.
I'm so sorry. I mean, sometimes I laugh because I bet you have great stories.
Well, I've had decent renters with actually little drama, so I'm super lucky.
Okay,
but
good.
It's something big. It's a furnace, or it's, a water heater,
Let me ask a couple other questions. So that's the duplex. Both sides are rented out. You have a primary as well, a primary home?
I do. I own a condo. It's not super valuable. It's worth around 500, 480, 500. And
you really have become, you people in these hot housing markets really get a little bit like, oh, it's not worth much. Just about $500,000. That's a lot. Come on.
Not in Portland. The market
is
high. And I feel like if I sell it, I'm not going to be actually able to roll into something else comparable because everything is 650 and above right now.
Okay. But what's the mortgage on it, outstanding on it?
I owe 285.
What's the duplex worth?
The duplex is actually around 600 and I owe 177.
Do you like this duplex? Could you move into one half of it?
I actually moved. I lived there. It was perfect. I bought it in 2006 for 300. I moved in one side, survived the crisis of 2008. Mm-hmm. It was easy living, but it's small. It's a rental. It's nothing fancy. And I could definitely move in it. Just don't want to.
Okay, you don't have to. That's all right. We would never make you do anything you don't want to do. And Dawn, do you have a partner or are you married, anything like that?
I am single,
Okay.
No kids.
Okay. And when you look at the pension that you're due, have you already sort of qualified? You said you're 60. Is there any? Do you have to wait any longer? Or are you actually vested and ready to rock and roll on that?
6 months, I'll have full retirement.
Okay. Does that pension also come with any health insurance or not?
So I work for a labor union, and it's a negotiated benefit. And at this point, it comes with health care.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. If you were to keep working, would the pension accrue larger than that, or is it sort of now topped out a bit?
So you need so many years to have the top amount, which I'm there. The only difference is when we negotiate contracts, they could increase the amount.
Okay, I gotcha. All right. Would this pension preclude you from being able to claim Social Security? Would you be subject to an elimination of Social Security?
No, I'll get Social Security.
Do you happen to know offhand what your Social Security benefit will be at your full retirement age?
Full retirement, 67. I believe it's 3,700.
Wow. So, I mean, when you look at that 3,700 plus the $95,000 a year pension, can you live on that?
I guess it's 32.
That's
I think
okay.
I can live on that. The question is, if I retire now at
Hmm.
60, I won't receive my Social Security until so many years, and I think I need that money to live on.
How much do you spend?
Well, my bills are around 5,500 a month, but but I
Okay, well, but so what's your desire? Let me ask that a different way. I'm sorry. If 5,500 is what your nut is, what do you really spend? Is it another 3,500 or more than that? What do you think?
maybe a couple thousand, maybe a total of 7,500 a month.
So that's like your desired need is $7,500 a month net, right?
Correct.
Okay, that seems very reasonable with where you are right now. It really does. So, okay, so we're going to look at two different scenarios, right? We're going to say, this 90 grand that you need, if you were to retire, in 6 months, right? You will still need a little bit of money because that pension is taxable, right?
Correct.
And so you would need, I don't know, maybe 20, 25 grand extra, I would guess. Maybe like, sort of generally speaking, another 20 grand just to kind of top you off out of your portfolio, your total portfolio. And you have that. There's no problem here. Like, even if you said that for the next 7 years, okay, until you hit your full retirement age, that you spent some of the money that, and I'm just going to like pretend it comes out of the 401k. I'm not even going to touch any of the other money, okay? But we need about 20 grand a year, which really means we need more like 30 grand a year out of the retirement account because you got to pay tax on it. Sorry about that. Um, so you got to pay those taxes. So even if I looked at your 401k, even if I topped you off and I said, well, you're going to have to spend a $250,000 out of your 401k. You're going to have to pull 250 out over the course of the next 7 years. And you're going to pay the tax on it. And then that along with your pension will see you in perfect shape. And then once you hit your Social Security full retirement age, maybe you have to spend a little bit of money, maybe 5, 10, $15,000. That's it. You're done. So you can retire whenever you want. You really can. Which is a different question than the housing question. So we're going to get to that in a second. So you are in great shape. The money that comes out of your 401k, you'll pay tax on. You're not going into a much lower tax bracket because you have that beautiful pension. So, whatever. So what? Right? You got the money, it's great.
And so
And
you don't think I should draw Social Security now and just take, it's about
no,
$1,000 difference.
No, because why should you've already done the hard work. There's no benefit for you having a permanently reduced Social Security benefit. Why should you take that haircut? You already have the money. Let's get some of the money out of your 401k slowly and surely. Big deal. So you pay the tax on it. It's not a lot. I'm only saying that you're going to take out, you know, 25 or 30 grand a year, you're going to stay in the 24% tax bracket. You might as well take the money out, pay the tax that's due, and move on. And then when you get your Social Security benefit, it's a guarantee. It's a guaranteed increase of that benefit that, you can't really guarantee anywhere else in your life. And frankly, you're probably going to be able to wait till you're 70 is my guess, because that'll max you out and you'll probably be up at like 3,500 at age 70, which is great. And then you're done, and you're and everything is poof done for you. Now here's the issue around the housing stuff. If you were to sell the duplex, do you know what your tax liability would be on that?
I don't even know how to figure it out.
Because it's been rented out for a certain period of time, you may need the help of an accountant to help you with this if you do sell it. Okay. So you paid 300, it's worth 600. However, because you've been renting it out, you've been able to depreciate it. And when you sell rental property, you have to recapture that depreciation, which sucks because it adds to your tax liability. So what's going to happen is you're going to have a big tax bill. Okay. It may be worth it for you to say, who cares? I will let that. I mean, you should not sell the duplex until you retire, just because it'll be better for you tax wise to do it in a year where you're not making $150,000 or $200,000. But even if you're just so, like you're just kind of done with it, so what's a big deal? You pay the tax, you recapture the depreciation, you pay the tax that's due, you've made 300, maybe you'll net 200,000 after all is said and done, and you now just can add that to your brokerage account. And you can use that instead of pulling money out of your retirement account. If you could just use that to live on through the years before you claim Social Security. It will already have been taxed. There are some shenanigans you can do. And so when you talk to an accountant, what they'll tell you is, well, you got this nice gain. And if you don't want to actually pay the tax that's due, you can move it into a 1031 exchange and you could buy another rental property. It's a little complicated. It's not terrible, but it's a little complicated. If you like your primary, I wouldn't be in the mood to like sell that off either. Unless you say to me, I really don't like it and I want to go somewhere else. I'd stick with my primary condo and see how things go. You're in great shape. I mean, you are in absolutely great shape. There is no reason that you should feel any anxiety about any of this. You've done a great job of saving. You don't have huge expenses. If you do sell that duplex and you pay the tax that's due, you will have a chunk of money to live on between now and the time that you claim your Social Security benefit. So whatever you feel like is going to allow you to enjoy the next 20 or 30 years of your life, if that means getting rid of that duplex, simplifying that piece of it, if that means that you know what, just keep the duplex, it's fine. You could even hire a property manager, I guess, and it wouldn't give you the 31 grand a year, but it would eat it into that. But, I think that when we are approaching the years of transition, I'm much more interested in seeing how you feel about going to work and seeing, like maybe I would retire, but maybe you wouldn't. Maybe like just not having the rental to deal with, and maybe you want to like keep working for a couple extra years, whatever it is. But you could call it quits in 6 months and be fine.
Do you have time for one more question?
Why not?
How do I finance a kitchen remodel? Do I take money out of my accounts or do I take out a loan?
How much will this kitchen remodel cost?
I have no idea. I'm going to say 100,000.
Well, I mean, obviously, if the kitchen remodel is done at a time that is, post sale of the duplex, you'd use the money from the duplex. There's a couple things. Let's say that you really are on, like I am going to sell the duplex. If that's going to happen, then you could get a line of credit on the condo. You could spend the money as needed. And then once you do sell the duplex, then you can just pay down the line of credit in one fell swoop, right? So I would establish the line of credit first to do that. And then I think that I would pay it down with the duplex proceeds. If not, Mark, how would you feel if Dawn was retired in 6 months and she pulled some of the money out of the 401k now-ish to finance the new kitchen? How would you feel about that? What do you want to do instead? Mark doesn't love that idea. I mean, because it is a possibility. There's a lot of money in that account. We have to give an alternative to the sale of the duplex. So let's say Dawn decides, I'm not going to sell the duplex. Now, what's your next best option, Mark? So, Mark, how do you feel about that, Dawn? Mark's saying, like, you're going to eventually sell the duplex. Let's just get a line of credit on the condo, pay for the kitchen, as you know. And by the way, until you sell it, you're accumulating money. You've got this 31 grand a year that's coming in from the duplex. You can add to that. I wouldn't be putting so much more money into retirement at this point. I might just even turn the clock off on my 401k and use that to sort of self-finance some of the kitchen stuff.
Okay, I like that idea.
Obviously, sale of property, it takes a while to get it going, and maybe it's a hot market and you'll be able to do it. Mark, maybe we could just find someone from Portland to buy. Maybe we should have our own little real estate exchange in the Jill on Money community. I feel like everyone's like, oh, I want that condo. I want that duplex.
Yeah, the duplex is great. I think the one thing holding me back from selling it is I've had one renter for 10 years, and he's the nicest guy. So
Can he buy it from you?
No, he can't.
You probably are not charging him like market rate rent because he sounds like you like him, right?
Like him, and no, he pays probably, I don't know, 2/3 of what he should pay.
I don't know what to tell you except to say you're very nice. It would suck, but you'd give him plenty of notice. You'd say, this is what's happening. This is very common right now, and you'd say, whatever you need, and I'll help you out and whatever, like I'll give you time. We're not going to do it immediately, but you got to give him the heads up, right?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Or he's going to move in with you. Maybe he could just move in with you in the condo.
Yeah, maybe.
Is he a potential romantic interest?
No.
All right. Well, then perfect. Then he can move in. Otherwise, I'd say no way. All right. Anything else that we can do for you today, Dawn?
I think that's it.
Great.
Thank you so much. I love listening to your show. It's a part of every day I listen to it.
I'm so grateful for that. Mark and I love talking to people just like you. So we appreciate you taking the time. Dawn from Portland, City of Roses. Dawn, good luck. Keep in touch. Let us know how things go, okay?
Thank you so much.
All right. If you, like Dawn, have some decisions to make, or maybe just want to talk through some different ideas, or you want to talk about the remodeling of your kitchen. Mark, did you remodel your kitchen when you first got into that apartment? You gutted that. That's what I thought. $150,000 doesn't seem like that much anymore. It used to be like $150,000 for a kitchen. Now it seems like everybody is spending that kind of money on their renovation. So if you have a renovation plan, if you have a question about rental real estate or retirement or college funding or whatever it is, just give us a holler. You can go to jillonmoney.com, click on the contact button. Don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter while you are on the website. I am begging you. How much do I have to beg them, Mark, and for how long? Oh, till June 1st. Guys, if you could just sign up for the free weekly newsletter and we get enough people by June 1st, I'll stop sooner than that even. So go to Jill on Money, sign up for the free weekly newsletter, subscribe to this wherever you get your podcasts, check out all the fun stuff that we have on the site. Try to do something nice for someone else today. Grit, growth, grace. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.